Yes. So we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves. And if you still have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. As we said, this is the webinar feature, so it's different. You're not able to talk out loud, so you're going to have to put everything in the chat. Make sure you change it from all panelists to all panelists and attendees so that everyone can see your questions. My name is Karen Goebel. I am a program coordinator with digital learning, and we have.
I'm Emily Nordhausen. I'm also a program coordinator with digital learning.
And I'm Kaylee Wiedmeyer, also a program coordinator for digital learning.
All right, and we are so glad to have y'all. We are so glad to start back up with our Kicking It webinar series that we did last year. It was very successful. If everyone, I hope, is in, if you are not in to Schoology, will you please put something in the chat? Y'all ignore my barking dogs in there. I think Bella is bugging something. Of course she is. Anyway, put something in the chat if you're still having issues, and someone will get with you, Emily, and I'll go ahead and just kind of get it started. So you have inside this Schoology course, I hope they're not that loud and you can't really kill them.
Hang on, Karen. Before you get started, I'm going to say we have 31 people who have put in for prizes. I am going to get ready to close it here in a few minutes.
Yes, we are. We are sticklers this year. We're just going to stick to this rule. And that's why I put it here at the very beginning. You've got to fill it out at the beginning of the webinar. Can y'all hear those dogs? Are they that loud?
They're pretty loud.
I'm going to have to let them explain the prizes and Emily can show them real fast, and I'm going to go get them.
Sure. Okay. So I will show you the prizes right now. So make sure that you are signing up. You can see that at the very top of the Schoology course. So you have to join the Schoology course.
And I'm putting it in the chat. So if you need the link, I've been putting it in the chat.
So the very first prize is we have my camera.
Yeah, you got to turn off your virtual background.
Okay. Let me turn that off. Y'all will see my house. Let me turn that off. Okay. So I have this Nearpod pen, which is a heavy duty nice pen that has what is this called on the back? A stylus. Okay, it has a stylus on the back. We also had, I was showing y'all a Schoology pen because this is creating an engaging Schoology course, a dry erase marker, a bookmark that is super cute and says reading is for everyone. Super cute. Some awesome IXL stickers, and these are really fancy stickers. They're not normal stickers that you can put onto your laptop or wherever you would like to put them. We have I don't know if you call it a wristband, one of these little rubber bracelet. We also have this cell phone card holder that you can place on onto your cell phone. And the last thing is just a little bit of candy. And so we have 10 prizes. And so make sure you sign up. And then we're going to spin at the end of the webinar, but make sure that you stay, because if you're not here when we call your name, we're going to just move on to someone else so that to make sure they know they won a prize. And so make sure you stay till the end if you want to win a prize, and we're happy to have you. And I'm excited to get started.
Okay. I see we have one person's hand. They're still having trouble getting in. Remember, when you're joining you're in Schoology, you click on courses, my courses, and then you're going to click on, when it comes up, it says waiting, join a course. Make sure you're not trying to join a group, because that's something different. So you have to click on courses, my courses, and then paste that code that we put in the chat just a minute ago. So are you in now? Okay.
So, and I love seeing the campuses where everyone is from.
I know, I love that. All right, so we're going to get started because we're already kind of behind. I quit sharing because I think Emily is going to start us off.
All right, so let me pull my screen. Okay. All right, so let me see if I drag it, is it going to share? Are you seeing?
I'm
if I
seeing
drag
it.
Is that
And
my,
we can see your screen.
you can still see, are you seeing my desktop?
I'm seeing half
Well,
of it.
half and half.
You see it
Now
now?
I can see your desktop.
Okay, let me stop sharing 1 second. Okay, let me fix that.
Well, we were seeing your screen, but
Okay,
then it disappeared.
okay, this is better. Okay, I just need it in front of me.
Yay.
So I'm not
got
looking
it.
off to the side. All
I
right,
understand that.
so the first thing we're going to talk about in our creating an engaging Schoology is setting up your course, because there's some features that Schoology has that we have added to everyone's course that you can use to help make your course more engaging. So I'm going to show you right now this welcome to my class folder that everyone has. And the first thing I always do is I add an image. And so this is just my Bitmoji. And I just edit the page. So I click on the gear and I like adding just a little welcome image. I like doing that honestly on all of my folders because it makes it look so cute. I know Kaylee is really good at using Adobe Spark, which we all have, to make really cute images that kind of explain what's in the folder rather than just having the words at the top. And what I love about doing this is sometimes for our littles, you can put an image that helps them explain what's inside the folder, even if they can't read yet, but they can still use that feature. But when I go into my folder, the first thing I did is I changed this about me to inline because I like for it to show up right away. And one thing about these pages is that when you type in the page, you cannot change the font. And I really dislike that. I like using cute fonts. And so one thing that I really like to do is use a Google Doc and then I copy and paste using a different font into that page because it just gives it a different look and I can customize the color of the font. And so this is a blue that I really like. I also was able to make this, I was a Spanish teacher before. And so I have my welcome in different colors. And I just like that it's a little bit more visually appealing. And Karen actually taught me this trick of putting in a table, which I really like because it just helps make it look a little bit more visually appealing, that it's just set up, it's laid out a little bit nicer for students. So I just have an intro and I've just put some information about myself. I took all these images and this is actually one image here that I kind of combined so it wouldn't take as much space. But I really like that because then it lets my families know a little bit more about me, my students know more about me. And I've seen that some people unpublish this page, but I feel like that's just a loss. You have such an opportunity to share information about yourself. So I really think it's great when teachers utilize this page. And then I've included grading guidelines, which I just quickly put some grading guidelines in here for parents so that they can quickly just be aware of what's going on in the course. Because sometimes you send that home a paper copy, but you might lose that. And so I just put it in here one more time. And then a trick that I'm going to show you is for the class syllabus. You can see that this is a really long page because when you embed a document, it actually doesn't come in so big. And so when I'm in the page, a trick that I really like to do is when you click on any embedded image or PDF, anything that you've embedded, you can actually change the dimensions within the web page. And so the way you do that is you click on it so it's blue, and then you click on this little, it's like a little image with a mountain and a sun. And when I click on that, I can change the dimensions. 900 is full screen, but to make it a little bit longer for a PDF, I just played around with it. And I think I started at 500, and then I went to 1,000 and then 1,100 until I found the dimensions that fit perfectly with this page. So I really like having it be full screen for the parents, so they're not having to scroll with like a really tiny bar of a small window of whatever your PDF is. So this is just kind of a trick you can use on your Schoology page so that it's a little bit more easy to read if you're embedding any documents. So this is the welcome to my class folder. And if you're interested in reading more about just kind of making more, getting more use out of Schoology and your LMS, your learning management system. This article talks about all learning management systems, but it can apply to Schoology. And so it talks about Google Classroom says if you have Google Classroom, Canvas, Schoology, it doesn't matter. These are things that you can get out of any of those. And so I'll show you real quick this article. So Kaylee found this article and we all took a look at it and we thought that this might be something that a lot of people might find useful. So the first thing is envision your ideal classroom, figure out what your prime real estate is. And so where are people going to be looking? And so if you want to take a look at this later, feel free. That we want to put an additional resource in for you. And so the next thing I'm going to talk about is the updates and announcements, which Karen really is kind of, I feel like the queen of the updates and announcements, that she knows quite a lot. And we did put a guide in here that I think Karen created this guide, but I'm just going to leave, this is just instructions that you can read on your own. And these are from our YouTube channel. We do have a YouTube channel with lots of videos that you can watch if you need any help. But I'm going to kind of go through it with everyone today, and I'm actually going to create an announcement. So I'm going to start by looking at some examples. These are some, an announcement is something that can go at the top of your course. So it stays there. You create an update and then you click this little bell and it goes to the top of your course. And it really just, it's almost like when you go into someone's house and they have a beautiful picture in their house, and it kind of sets the tone of what their house is if they have a big painting. And I just feel like it's the same thing for your course, that it really sets, what is this course all about? And it kind of gives parents an idea. And so these are some examples that I put into a media album that you can actually, if you click on the link within the media album, it should give you, my picture's blocking, it gives you a template. So you can actually use any of these. If you want, you can go in and make your own version, but I'll kind of go through. So this is a classroom. This is kind of a really simple version where you could have students press on these buttons. So the weekly agenda, the extra practice, above and beyond, Klein dashboard, a discussion board. So this is a more simple version if you're not into Bitmoji, but you want to still have an announcement at the top of your course.
I really like that one because it looks very clean to me.
Mm-hmm. And you can add whatever images you have. I like things that don't necessarily go somewhere in your Schoology page sometimes, that there might be an external resource, but there's no place for it because the folder structure that's in everyone's course just has our weekly activities. So where does that extra stuff go that you want to supply students with? But this might be, like Kaylee said, a very clean version. I like this one too, because I love everything tropical, and I'll show y'all how to add the Bitmoji. But if you don't have a Bitmoji extension, you got to jump on board and try making a Bitmoji. There is an extension that y'all can see my extensions, right? When I click here. Oh, I did not log in, but I'm using my husband's computer because he has a new fancy microphone and webcam. So I'm trying that out today. But I love the Bitmoji extension because you can just drag any Bitmoji in. And if you're looking for a Bitmoji, here's a quick tip. If you're looking for a Bitmoji that doesn't have a background, all you got to type is pose. And so then you're going to get those Bitmojis that don't have the background, which I love adding to updates. Or what I searched for this tropical theme was pineapple. And this one came up. Super cute. And then the last one, I've seen some teachers in Klein use this, a cork board, and I thought that was really cute and creative. And what I love about if you use any of these templates, I'll quickly open one. These are actually all adjustable. So you can see that these sticky notes, you could just copy and paste, and you could make multiple sticky notes. Maybe there's a key to your success if you want to put a picture of your students' work or their classroom, any information schedules for your littles. This could be a great resource for teachers or students.
And I just want to emphasize that this needs to be done in a Google Drawing and not Google Slides.
Yes. Technically it can be a Google slide, but it does not, it's not as clean. It's not, you're going to get a bar on the bottom for them to be able to view old slides. If you change it, it really goes in much better as a Google Drawing. So it can be done, but we really don't recommend it. But luckily, we're going to show you how to take a Google slide and change it into a Google Drawing today. So I'm going to do that right now. Am I doing good on time? Do you think, Karen, to make one real quick?
You're
Okay.
fine. And I think
So-
you're going to show them too how to embed that, right?
Yes.
Yes. Good. That's
So
what I told them.
when I go and so I'm the creating your own announcements, this shows you how to go through it. And so you can use this afterwards to make your own. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the ready to go resources. So the first thing you got to do is think about what is the vision for my classroom? What do I want my students to think of when they come to my class? So I'm going to jump to this background Google slide, and y'all will be shocked when you see how many background. It might be kind of hard to choose. That there are, how many are in here? There are.
Some are a little scary. We were looking at them today, and they might be good for Halloween, though.
Yeah, there were a
making a
few that
Halloween
were a little like a worn down house that was a little scary. But I'm feeling kind of fancy.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Let's see. Is there let's see. I don't know. Which one do y'all like?
I don't know. Oh, there you go. Just there you go. Grab one. There we go.
Okay. Okay, let's do. Oh, this one's
Oh,
coming.
That one's
there you go. That's
fancy.
fancy. That's
Ooh, that
fancy.
one's nice.
Is it coming in blurry or is it just me?
No, it's well, it is a little blurry, but that's okay.
Okay, I'll just pick. Okay, we'll do this one. All right. So let's say I really like this one. Now notice this is not an image. I can't grab this. And so for me to grab this one, I'm going to go to File and I'm going to download it as a PNG image. So I download this as an image, and now I've just downloaded this one slide. And I'm going to then go into a Google Drawing. So I'll just quickly make a new drawing. And I then am going to insert as an image and upload from my computer, and I'll go just to my downloads. And now I have this image that I can put in, and I can then add a Bitmoji. So I'll go to my Bitmoji extension. I'll type pose. And I really like this one of me waving. Oh no, I can't have that one. Whoops. That one's not school appropriate. That one, thought she was waving. Let me do it one more time. Gotta be real careful. There's some, okay, how about this one?
Yeah, there we go.
This is a more school appropriate one. And then I might quickly add some text, and I might say, welcome to Miss Nordhausen's class. And of course, you would want to make this as beautiful as possible. And so I would probably change this if I was going to really put it in my classroom, but I'm going to need some buttons as well, because I want to send my students to some location. So I'm going to go to those ready to go resources. And I see here, I have buttons that I can add to my classroom. And so I'm going to find one that kind of matches with the color scheme. And so there was kind of this green. And so maybe I'll pick, or maybe I'll pick this green one, but you can find one that really works. And so I'm going to download this button. And this is actually a PNG. So you see this grid behind it. And so there's going to be no background. And I might insert image. I'll upload it from my computer. And now I have this button that I could send my students to. So maybe I really want them to go to the Klein dashboard. And so I'll add the text, Klein dashboard. I can enter, so it will go down. Change the font size to make it a little smaller. And then what I'm going to need to do is link it. And so what I'm going to do now is you can play with this is not super pretty. This is definitely not my best work, but you can play with it to make it appealing for your students. But I need to make sure it's linked because I want this button to do something. And so I'm going to click on the button and the text. I'm going to right click. I'm not going to right click yet. I'm just going to click on the text and I'm going to click link. And I would use the Klein dashboard link, which Kaylee or Karen, do you have that? You don't have that memorized, do you?
No.
No.
I don't.
No, I just type in K- in my browser.
Okay, let
And
me.
it usually pops up.
I'll grab this link. I'll grab this link
Yeah.
so you can see what happens. And so this won't.
Do you have the whole? I was gonna say I don't think you have the whole thing selected. There you go.
There we go. Okay,
Fell
and I'm
off.
also going to I always grab the button too, and I always make them both the link. And because sometimes students just click on the text and then they say, oh, it's not working. And so I like to do that. And I'm gonna make it so it's not underlined. And then I am gonna select both, right click, and then click group, because I do like them that I can move them now together. So once you have it all perfect, you're going to go into your Schoology course. And I'm actually gonna go to my practice course, and I'm gonna go to updates.
Oh.
And I just remembered an important step that we forgot earlier, that I do need to go back and make sure the sharing, we're gonna title it. I'm gonna title it announcement. I do need to change the sharing settings, because see how it says restricted? It's not gonna work.
Or
And
it'll
so-
do exactly what it did for you all at the beginning of this when it had said
Right.
access. So make sure you do that.
So I always change it to anyone with the link just to be safe. But you can do the only Klein, but I always do anyone with the link. And so now I'm gonna go to my course and I'm gonna click materials. I'm going to add a page. And this is just I'm gonna put announcement, but really I'm gonna be deleting this page. This page will not stay here permanently. And then I am gonna go into my Drive. So I click this insert content button, Google Drive resource app, and I need to find it. And it did show up right here because it was recent, but if you can't find it, you can search for it. I'm gonna click import embedded. And now it's right here, but I don't want it to come in super small. I am gonna use that trick where you click on it and I'm gonna change the size to 900. And so notice it got a little bit bigger, and this will just make sure it's full screen for your students. So now I'm gonna click create. And when I open that announcement, I now see it here, and it does have the button, it does work, but I don't want it in this page. I want it at the top of my course. So the trick now is to click right on the edge.
Sometimes you have to click, 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 click all around there until it,
And sometimes it's kind of hard, but you have to try
keep
this
clicking.
side.
Yeah, it gets tricky.
Never mind.
Let me
You know
try.
what? Go out and go to the announcement one that's in our course and show
Okay.
them and do that one.
Okay, I'll try that. I don't know why it wasn't picking up the one that I put in.
I will just say it's sometimes tricky, and so don't get
Mhm.
frustrated when this happens, because it does do that.
There
There.
it is. And so I'm not sure why mine didn't pick up.
I don't know why either, but it's because everybody's watching.
I know the pressure was on and I choked.
No, you didn't choke.
All right. So notice what I did is I highlighted in blue and then I copied it. And now I'm going to come into our banner and I'm going to press Control V, and it shows up right here. And then I'm going to press this little plus here and I'm going to ring the bell. And when I click post, it's going to post as an announcement. And the really great thing is that if you ever want to change anything, you can update it without having to re-embed. And so I will go to our announcement where is that announcement? That announcement, where's that image?
Oh, it's in our webinars folder.
I think I might have it right here. And I'm actually going to go to one other resource that is in the, okay, oh no, it was wrong folder. It was in the updates folder. That there's one more resource for you guys that really is going to make your announcements special, and it's the decorations. And so y'all know that tomorrow is September 1st, which means it is officially fall in my mind, and that so I hope the weather gets cooler. And so I'm going to take the flowers out and I'm actually going to change them into a pumpkin because it is time for fall. And so I'm going to just Control C on this pumpkin here, and I'm going to go into our, did I open it? And I'm going to change this out. So remember, in the course, we have the flowers right here. But if you need to make any changes, so I'm going to delete those flowers and I'm going to put the pumpkin in because it's time for fall tomorrow, September 1st. And now I'm just going to go back to our course. And when I refresh, there's no pumpkin. So did I open the right image? Let me see. It should fix it. Oh, there it is. I just went too fast. I was worried it didn't work. So you see it updates it live. And so all you have to do is change out anything you need. If you ever make a mistake in your Google Drawing, you can fix it. You can update your resources as needed. And so I think that is a really great feature of Schoology. And I think now Karen is going to continue and she's going to talk about discussion boards. Karen, you're muted.
Thanks, because my dog started barking, of course. All right, so I'm going to share again. And what was cool about what Emily was showing you too is a lot of times teachers, well, see, I got to hit refresh because she had changed that and I was already in the course. But if you can't find this, if you go to your Google Drive, because you were in your Schoology course, it's right up there at the beginning of your recent files. All right, so let's go quickly because we're running out of time. So let's just talk about some other ways that you can make this an engaging course. We've talked about this before. It's a very underutilized feature is discussion boards. So when you go in there, I just showed you an example here. I love connecting YouTube videos. You can use stories. You can do all kinds of things with YouTube. This is just an example I did for, I used to teach first grade. So I put the YouTube video in here. The kids could come in on their own. They could watch this. And then I've got up here at the top, watch the video about butterflies. So we're using audio. Audio and video are a great way to engage your students with each other and with you. But what's cool about this is they can make a video response. So that's what I've said to them here. Then record a video response comment telling me 3 things you learned about butterflies. I also set this up so that they can't see anyone else's responses until they make a response. And so if you don't know how to do that, let's just kind of look at this real fast. When this opens up, you'll see down here at the very bottom, there's this little thing here at the beginning, and I'm going to turn it off real fast. It looks like this. It's not colored in. And so if you don't click on this, then they can see everyone else's responses. Well, if I'm trying to do this for a quick formative assessment, I want to see what they've learned and what we've been studying. I don't want them to listen to everybody else's and then just repeat. So I want to make sure that I have this turned on so that they are, and let me put my cursor back on there, require members to post before revealing other responses. So then they can't watch anyone else's until they have put something in. The other thing that the 3 of us absolutely love is using rubrics. You see, I made a quick way to grade this. When I'm going to click there to kind of open my rubric up, all I did was student, oops, I see a spelling mistake right there, told 3 facts that they learned about butterflies. I varied the points from 4 to 0. You don't have to use it. That's the default is 4, 3, 2, 1, but you can see I changed them. You can eliminate them if you want. You can adjust this however. I'm going to say save to get that little thing there. I'm going to say save changes. But what's cool is then the students, when they come in, is all they do is click inside here and they get the choice. And this is what's great about Schoology. I like using discussion boards better than even using like a Flipgrid where they have to have the code and they have to come in and join. All they do is watch for this little microphone. It's everywhere in Schoology. They can do it in assignments. They can do it everywhere. They just click on this. And I can't do audio video because I'm actually using the video and probably the audio right now, but I can't use this one to show you. But all they do is click on this. They have to say allow to allow it. And then they have the ability to just start recording.
And Karen, what would you do if they accidentally pressed block? You're in class, they accidentally press don't allow. What do you do as a teacher? Because that has happened to me.
It does happen a lot. And usually you tell them, I usually tell them, go up here to this little lock that you see right here. Oops, y'all are in my way. And they can quickly change. Look at those dogs. They heard something. They can quickly change this microphone from block to allow, is what I normally tell them to do. Quit, Bella. Goodness. They're like toddlers. Dogs are kind of like toddlers. You have to have your attention. Okay. Anyway, so discussion boards, as we were saying, is one that will, I don't think they're used enough in, and especially because we need to give the kids more time to discuss, reflect, share their thinking and their thought processes. All right, so instead of us, we're not going to make y'all do it. We were going to try to get y'all to it, but you know what? We are running short of time, so I'm going to go on. If y'all have any questions about that, just keep putting them in the chat, and we're just going to keep going on because we got lots of awesome stuff. Now, another great thing that you can do, and we have added this in here, is student choice. You know, when we want our kids engaged, if we tell them every step, everything that they have to do, then they're not going to be as into the lesson. Now, one of the things you can do is giving them a choice about how they're going to submit that assignment. So look at this. Here's one. I made an assignment in here. We have embedded the PowerPoint here, so they can decide. Maybe we're studying about butterflies. So do I want them to write about what they've learned? They could go to Adobe Spark and create a drawing or an image, a graphic where they have illustrated the life cycle of the butterfly in Adobe Spark. Or they could do an audio or a video where they're just telling me what they've learned. Think about all of our learners that we have in our classroom. We've got dyslexic kids. Typing might be hard for them, but it's real easy for them to do an audio or a video response to me telling me what they have learned, okay? And all they do is click on this and it shows them the exact steps on how they need to submit if they're going to do an image or if they're going to do audio. We've got the instructions. And what's cool about this, I'm gonna go back to that folder, we have embedded this right here. So if you like this, you can click on this image to get your own copy of this template that you can be using in your Schoology assignments. So you're giving those kids ownership of their learning. So they're deciding, oh, I want to share it this way. I want to do it this way. They're going to be more into this assignment if they can have more choice about how they're going to do that assignment. All right. Oh, I know. I love it for dyslexic students. And we've got 504 kids. We have EL kids. We have kids who maybe just got to this country. They understand English because they can hear, they usually learn how to listen to it and understand it before they can read it and write it. So anyway, is this in the, yes, this is in the Schoology course that we're teaching straight from that. All right, so that's another thing you can do to make your course more engaging. And then
I will say with the student choice with assignments, that template already has all the instructions built in. So teachers don't have to create the instructions. They're already done for you.
Kaylee's already made all the little graphics, the little GIFs that are in there, and all of that. Okay, yes. All right, now let's talk about media albums. And as Emily was saying, back on that announcement page and updates, we've already got the instructions here. So you can go back later if you don't know how to use a media album. We've got them all written in here for you. Media albums is another one. Discussion boards are used, but media albums are, you know, this is a hidden gem that people really need to take advantage of. We've got lots of different examples here that y'all can go back and look at later. We're not going to look at them all right now. I am going to show you a couple of them, especially for elementary. I like this one, anchor charts. They're big in elementaries. I don't know about intermediate. I'm sure they are too. But when you explain a concept, you write out the chart paper. Take a digital picture, upload them into a media album so that the kids can come in here and they can look at that anchor chart. If they're sitting at their desk and they need, or maybe they're at home and they've accessed Schoology and they're trying to remember, what did the teacher tell me about, transition words? Well, they can go here and reread the anchor chart. So that's a cool thing. When we talked a minute ago about giving them choices. So if you have a media album that is full of graphic organizers, so you tell the kids, okay, we're studying about butterflies. I want you to go in and pick a graphic organizer that you would like to use to explain to me what you have learned, or maybe you want them to tell about the life cycle. So they could come in here and maybe they've decided, I think I want to do this. What we've done is we have, put the link here. So now the kids just have to say, oh, I want to do this graphic organizer to explain my concept. And they just click on the link and it makes them a copy. And now they have this to submit on their assignments. We're going to show you where we have all these. Guys, we've already collected all these and we put them into the curriculum container. And in just a little bit, Emily's going to show you where all those hidden gems are. Think about lines of symmetry. You're in the classroom, you're using manipulatives. I'm a big believer. We don't want these kids on computers all day long. They need to still do hands-on. So how about them doing the lesson with the manipulatives, taking a picture and uploading what they have learned, and then explain in the caption a sentence about that.
And how awesome they can showcase their work. I love for those announcements having a button that says our student work, because think about parents going in and looking at those courses. It could link them to a media album where you showcase all the great things you're doing in your classroom.
Yeah, so just lots of ideas here on media albums. Okay, I know that was kind of fast, but I wanted to just show you a little bit. All right, I think I'm going to let Emily, I'm going to stop sharing and let Emily do the rest.
Okay, so the very last thing we're going to look at is things that we have put into the curriculum container, so that when I click here, it's going to bring me into the curriculum container. And I'm going to backtrack real quick and just show you that the way I got here was through resources, and then it's the student, teacher, and family supports, and then they are the classroom resources. And so we have a collection of exit tickets, graphic organizers, playlists and choice boards, data trackers, which we actually are having a webinar on. I believe that's our next webinar, correct?
I think so.
That's our next webinar.
So.
And we have some high quality teaching activities that, our focus for this year in Klein, one of the big focuses is high quality teaching. And so Digital Learning has put together some high quality teaching activities that every month we're going to be adding new activities that you can upload directly into your course. But what I'm really going to show you now is just look at these exit tickets. I mean, these really are fabulous that you can add these directly into your course by clicking on the gear and clicking add to course. And once you add it to your course, you can then modify it to your needs. And so I think for me to view it, I will have to add it to a course. So I'll add it real quick. And I'll show you how easy this is, that you can just pick whichever one you would like to use, and then it gets added directly into your course, and then you can drag it to whichever folder you want it. But keywords, so write 5 keywords from today's lesson. You don't even have to modify this one. And so I really like that these are here for you in the curriculum container. So I'll go back to the curriculum container. We also have, let's see, the graphic organizers. Look how many graphic organizers are in here. And so you can just go right in, and they have multiple copies, so no color and color, that you can go ahead and open, and you'll be able to add these into your course. And I love, this is a template. Don't ever force someone to make a copy. Use the template so they can look at it. If you do force a copy, they can't look at it. And so we like that. But this is great for students to be able to use and for you to just pull right in. So Kaylee has really worked hard. She worked all summer putting these into the curriculum container for you guys. And so we wanted to make sure you knew that these resources were here.
And I really quickly want to explain some of these templates, is that the no color is really just a black and white copy in case you need to print, because we know at the elementary level, sometimes you don't always have access to computers. So I've given you a copy that you can just print out for students, and then I've given you a color copy. And in some cases, I gave you an editable copy in case you needed to change colors or change the background in some sort of way. But most of those templates, I've locked the background, so you can't actually make any changes to it.
Somebody was asking, can we show exactly how to get to that?
Yes. Okay. So you can either get through it through our course. And so in this course, you would click on resources in the curriculum container and then just click on the image. But if you want to go through the curriculum container, you would click groups. You would go to the Klein ISD curriculum, click on resources. It's at the bottom, the teacher, the red folder, teacher, student, and family supports, and then classroom resources.
And this is going to grow throughout the year. We're going to continue to add into this.
And I recommend checking every month for what the new high quality teaching activities are. Focus in August is building trust. And so our 2 activities are an Adobe Spark post where they create a post about themselves, and then an all about you Google form. So if you have not surveyed your students to find out a little bit about them, I really recommend using this template so that you can use that data later on in the school year to make sure you're personalizing your instruction.
Somebody is saying they don't have access to the curriculum container. Can you put that code from the curriculum container? So most of the time, if you're brand new, you may not be in it, but Emily's about to.
I got it.
Perfect. Now this is a group. So this time when you go to join, you're going to click groups, my groups. If you're not in the curriculum container, click groups, my groups, and
join a group, and then you'll
yeah.
And it does have this little blue, it's a box with some ideas coming out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think, what time is it?
It's time. Hey guys. All right. Well, thank you all so much for taking time out of your schedule. Did y'all see? Oh, real quick.
The webinars are on there. And so if you look at the course, you can see the webinars that are coming up, and we'd love to have you for
down here.
Our data trackers.
You click here, and the links are here, so you can go here to well, not for that one because it's already over now, but you can click here to register.
And my little teachers, if you're here, rubrics and mastery, come to that session. It's going to be good.
Can you quickly show them where they can find this recording once it's done?
Oh yeah. Once
because there was a question, and I pasted the link in the chat, but I just wanted to make sure people know.
So they're going to go to the on demand or what? Right here. No, yeah, on demand, right? We're going to go here, kicking it on demand. So let's go again. You're going to go to on demand, and then you're going to come down to kicking it on demand. And it's probably going to go right here in this empty spot right there.
Yes, it is.
We're going to start. And these are these are the summers. And then these are all of last year. So if you want to go back and rewatch some from last year, you can go and see these as well. All right.
Well, thank y'all for coming.
Yep. Thank you so much. And we will see you all next time.
Yes, thank you.